ever since people started moving to Florida, there's been this never-ending battle with mosquitoes. And some of the most effective pesticides and repellents have their roots in the armed forces. Now we may all benefit from their latest work on mosquito-proof clothing. For as long as there's been a U.S. military fighting, we've been fighting mosquitoes. And despite the best in instructional inspiration, up until very recently, we've been losing, with bugs burying many more military members than bullets.
And so if you go back to the American Revolutionary War, the ratio is about 13 to 1 in favor of disease. Not until this century did we come close to getting to 1-to-1 ratios in World War I and World War II, and even at Vietnam it was about a 50-50 split.
Willie Bernier, a research chemist at the U.S. Agriculture Department's Gainesville lab, is looking to tilt the odds a bit more in the military's direction because, well, they've been battling bugs for a long time, too. In fact, he's surrounded by millions of mosquitoes.
Historically, this has been one of the better laboratory settings because of the number of species in Florida, and Florida's climate is such that it's normally humid and warm year-round, so we have access to mosquitoes throughout the year.
Which is important because the military uses the facilities here to test just about year-round as well. In fact, the Marines were among the first to figure out that a factory film of bug killer already layered on protects a lot better than just the cloth.
This is the untreated arm right here. This is the factory-treated Marine Corps uniform, the desert blouse material. That has a permethrin finish on it.
How much better? Exponentially, hopefully. At least that's what they're hoping the tests show.
We put them on such that they're as tight as possible around the arm surface, and then test this just like with repellents against 200 mosquitoes while we hold still and see how many of those in 15 minutes are going to bite through that material.
In this study, the new Marine Corps combat utility uniform showed a lot of promise, a lot more than the old ripstop Army issue, which didn't deter the mosquitoes' mandibles.
You can get probably about 90% bite through, so 180 bites on one arm during a 15-minute period. But with permethrin, it's greatly reduced.
And like DEET, which went from the battlefield to the store shelves, this bug-busting cloth is seeing some consumer applications already. So we're not bugged. Now, consumer-grade mosquito-proof garments with names like Buzz Off or Insect Shield lose their repellent properties after about 25 washings. But this military-issued clothing can withstand twice as much. The weave and cloth content also play a part as manufacturers figure out better ways to be bug-free. And we could all use some of that because it's just nasty out there with that stuff. It's really a problem.
Sure is. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
Well, if you are one of the millions who can't get started without that morning cup of coffee, you may have wondered just how that jolt of Java